Hey, this is Christy Black. I am going to do my first interview with two of my clients from Kerkhoven, Minnesota. And they have a beautiful home at 302 9th Street. And I just wanted to interview them and see some of the things they absolutely love about the house and the community in which they live.
What I fell in love with it when we first bought the house was the front porch. I just love the front porch with the railing. Always fun to keep it decorated for the seasons, and just a fun place to sit when mosquitoes aren't out and just watch. There's always people walking by, and again, it's a small community, so people stop by and say hi. So that's one of my favorite pieces of the house, I think.
Speaking about the community, I grew up in this area and attended school here, so I know a lot of people in town, and a lot of them have been really friendly and nice, and seems like when there's a situation where the community has a death or something or whatever, they kind of rally together and support the community.
The house we love. Actually, when we bought it, we knew the people who lived here before, and I always said that if this house went on the market, I wanted to see it. And so we were fortunate enough to buy it. Love the house because we knew it was well taken care of, well built. It's a very sound house. It's amazing how, to me, it looks a lot bigger inside than it does outside. So it's a great house for entertaining with a finished basement. And yet it's a real quiet house because it's so well built. I love it. Love the laundry on the first floor right here off the kitchen. It's easy to get laundry done while I'm making supper or whatever. And just, it's a well-maintained home, well efficient. Doesn't even get dusty much.
And we have floor heat in the basement, and that usually stays pretty much consistent with the same temperature all the time down there. Never really have to fluctuate it. So it's very economical to heat because we're on off peak, and we have electric heat, but it's off peak, of course, in the basement with the floor heat. So last fall we put on a brand new roof, and we really put on real good shingles, etc. So it should be good for 25 to 30 years for that. So
the other thing I like about this house is there's so much storage. There's a huge storeroom underneath the kitchen that the previous owner used actually as a woodworking workshop area. It has lots of nice shelves in it, as well as every place you could have a closet. There's a closet, and they're all finished with nice shelving and carpet and painted and things. So it's just, there's a lot of places to tuck things away. We have a very small garden, a little round raised garden where I have a few vegetables and flowers every year, which is kind of fun. And just a nice size yard that isn't a lot of maintenance, so we can get it done and go have fun.
And we have real good windows also in the house. They're Anderson and very tight. So we have an air exchanger downstairs, so never really had a problem with any kind of condensation or moisture. But
as I mentioned before, we both work in Willmar, and one of the nice things about Kerkhoven being on Highway 12, it's a very easy commute to town. It's only 15 miles from Kerkhoven to the west edge of Willmar. I actually work with some people who live in Willmar, and it takes them longer to get to work than it does me, and they're in the city limits of Willmar. So it's a nice commute. Highway 12 is always a good, in good shape. And just an easy commute into town. And Kerkhoven has a lot of the things that you need. We do have a general store uptown that has some groceries. We have a Dollar General. And the school, of course, is one of the features that draws a lot of people to Kerkhoven. It's a great school system and things. So there's things that you need right here in town, but there's also Willmar's only 15 miles away, so it's an easy commute.
And we are only 15 miles away from Benson, so we're kind of in the middle there. So there's work opportunity in both areas.
We're just ready to move on. We're moving out of town and look for someone who really would love this house and have good times in it and keep it well maintained, because it's a nice house, and we are proud of it, and we have enjoyed being here.